Stop scrolling right now. This is a damn urgent message, and I need every single Nigerians out there to do one thing. Help me blast this video until it reaches VeryDarkMan. Tag him, repost this, send it to everyone you know who is even remotely close to him. We need this to hit his inbox like a ton of bricks, and we need it now. This isn't some cheap stunts for clout. This isn't a ploy for likes or views. This is serious business, my people. VeryDarkMan, I am talking directly to you. I saw that video where you called out Blessing's CEO over her cancer claims. You were sharp as a truck. You noticed what others totally missed. You demanded proof, and because of that, countless people were saved from losing their hard-earned cash. That was brilliance. That was ghosting. That was pure genius. And for that, you have earned our respect. But let's not forget the time you got arrested. Nigerians rallied behind you like a freaky army. We protested. We raised our voices. We fought tooth and nail until you were freed. We had your back. So it's a real kick in the tooth when the same person we stood up for start acting like a demi-oppressor. VeryDarkMan, what's happening to B-Lord? Just a plain wrong. Sure, impersonation is shady as hell. I don't condone that for a second, but not every case deserves a prison sentence, especially when someone's showing up to court from inside the cell. That's not justice, my friend. That's a straight up influence, and unchecked influence can spiral into oppression. If you have got a case against B-Lord, take it to court like a civilized person. Don't turn it into a power trip. Nigerian is bleeding, my people. We've got a far bigger fish to fry than this online feud between you and B-Lord. That's why I respect people like Sowore. Whether you agree with him or not, he speaks truth to power. Even when he ruffles feathers, that kind of boldness is exactly what Nigeria needs. Him standing up to you during this circus show really shows courage, and it shows a shift from your side. Let me make this crystal clear. VDM, I saw your post where you proudly called yourself a man of integrity. If you really have integrity, you shouldn't have to shout it from the top roof. People will say it for you, and your action will scream it louder than any word ever could. I also caught that video where you mocked Ashimoshu for calling you a pig because she needed your help. Let's be real here. If people want to help, if you want to help people, do it with dignity. Do it without throwing shades. And if you can't resist the urge to mock them, then just step back and don't help at all. Not every battle is worth fighting, my friend. Even David, from the Bible days, who was known for slaying giants, didn't waste his time on unnecessary fight. He only battled the battle that God told him to fight, and that is wisdom. Now let's talk about something super important. I saw one of your recent videos where you seem scared of the DSS you once stood up against. You said you've got a letter from them asking about the purpose of a protest, and in that same breath you were pleading, please, DSS, leave me alone. I'm not political. But then you are out there criticizing the President Tinubu, pointing out that things are going to hell in a handbasket. We are all seeing it. Insecurity is skyrocketing. Poverty is climbing. Inflation is through the roof. Fuel price don't even get me started. The cost of living is choking the life out of Nigerians. Jobs are harder to find than a needle in a haystack. The naira is weaker than a wet paper bag. Businesses are crumbling left and right. People are hustling just to get by. So how can you talk about these massive issues and then say you are not political? And you also said you can't tell Nigerians who to vote for, claiming that if people need influencers to guide them, then they aren't ready. Let me lay this down for you, loud and clear. The poverty in this country isn't hitting you the same way it's hitting the average Nigerian. There are people out there starving right now. If you handed them 5,000 naira, they did sell their votes. Not because they want to, but because they need to survive. Just like the story of Esau and Jacob. That is the brutal truth. So when you say influencers aren't needed, why the hell do politicians rely on influencers to sank votes during election? Why do they gather city boys and flex their influence to secure votes? You need to get this straight. These ruthless politicians have weaponized poverty against the masses. And that is why I am starting to raise an eyebrow at your recent statements. It seems like you are stepping back. You are getting too confined with power. Your voice is sounding selective, and it feels like those in authority have a hold on you now. While you are drifting away from political protest, your excuses are growing weaker by the day. It's beginning to look like someone who's traded their voice for influence and power. And I want answers. Why the sudden silence on the collective pain of the masses you once stood by? Why are you only bold in areas that don't challenge the powers that be? What the hell changed? Recently, a young man called you out in one of his videos, saying you claim to love the people but can't lead a revolution. I watched your response, and honestly, it didn't sound like you at all. The boldness was missing. The clarity was gone. Your response felt shallow. It raised a ton of questions. Have you stepped back? Have you been silenced? Have you been compromised? Because the very dark man we knew couldn't sound like that. Let me drop a little wisdom from my own life. As a former student activist at Rivers State University, not everyone stood with me. Some turned their back when things got tough. On the day of my final exam, there were plans to take me out, but I stood my ground, not because I wanted to be a martyr, but because I believed in the cause. And to this day, I am proud that I stood for something then. So I asked you, very dark man, what the hell changed? If you truly stand for the Nigerian people, why are you stepping back now? Leadership isn't about comfort, my friend. Leadership is about sacrifice. If you're standing for truth, opposition will come. If you're standing for the truth, criticism will come. Even betrayal will come. But that's not a reason to back down. If you haven't been compromised, now is the time to prove it. Now is the time to lead a revolution. And I will stand by you. And every meaningful Nigerian will also stand by you. Nigeria is not okay. Nigeria is bleeding. Poverty has been weaponized. During elections, 5,000 naira can buy decision because people are desperate. Saul didn't want to sell his destiny, but he needed to be alive to talk about destiny. That's the system we are up against. You might be comfortable, but millions are not. That's why your voice matters at a point like this. Don't say there are no capable youths to lead this nation. If a revolution kicks off, there are young Nigerians with integrity, people ready to stand up to make this nation great again. I am one of them. This is not to promote myself, but to show you that we exist. We must stop painting every youth with the same brush of corruption. Not everyone is bad. Not everyone is good. We must distinguish the real ones from the fake and fight the right cause. And the cause before us now is revolution. And the time is now. I look at voices like Peter Randy. Look at Mama P. Look at skit maker Kevin Black. Already using his platform to expose the hypocrisy of the president's government without fear of favor. And yet we say we don't have youth with integrity. People are using their platform to push for change, to expose the system. If we all come together, Nigeria won't be the same. We need to pressure these men out of office. We must make it hard for rigging to happen. We must keep exposing the truth. We must keep shouting until the whole damn world pays attention to us. Silence is no longer an option. If the system is broken, should the good people just sit back and do nothing? Hell no. The good must rise. And that's why I am calling you out, VeryDarkMan. If you haven't been compromised, this is your moment to prove it. Step forward. Lead this revolution. Show Nigerians that your voice still stands for truth and for the oppressed. And to everyone watching this, please help me share this video until it reaches him. Tag him, repost it, send it out. Let this message reach VeryDarkMan as a matter of urgency. Thank you.